know, the climate action plan is high on everybody's list. Looking at some other sustainability policies and how we can act quickly and thoroughly on the different priorities that have been set forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's move to item number 4, which is reports and recommendation. And the first thing we're going to discuss here is the 2020 work plan updates. So I think, can you put the work plan, MJ, in the like a presentation to see to give you some the updates? MJ, yeah? I think currently there are only just two items still on. So, Carol, do you want to talk about initiative number 1? Or should we only the ones that are still on, like the ones that?
Yeah. So, well, the climate action plan is tabled. So.
Okay. So I guess so then it's initiative number 2, which is under the leader is Gallardo. Will you talk a little bit about it and how is I guess you have an update, but can you talk a little bit about it, Gallardo?
Yeah, I guess it's just following up on what little we were able to accomplish this year due to COVID, and try to reach out next year for the possible events that got canceled this year. As far as like touching or reaching out to the community and engaging and try to educate as many people as we can on all the different initiatives, and as well as like any information that we disperse to them. I say thank you to Chair Martinez and to Michelle, Commissioner Horan, for taking over the last farmers market. Well, I'm still here in Florida, so I'll be heading back up in the next week or so. And let me know what I can help with.
I have to say that I found like people were really very positive about the organic recycle program. I was really surprised. Everybody were really talking positive about it. Maybe some complaints about the ones that mentioned Michelle in her email, but mostly people were really like very excited about it. And there were when I was there were some people from Eden Prairie and from Bloomington, and they were like, "Oh my God, we wish we could have the same program." So I think I guess it's been very successful.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, Michelle also was there, so I guess she can also compliment a little bit.
Yeah, yes, a lot of positive comments, a lot of people that were doing it and that were happy to do it. Like I said, the few comments that negative were just the flies, the smell, the liquid. And the problem is I've been doing curbside now for like, 5 or 6 years since VeerCan has had the pilot program. And some of the stuff I couldn't quite understand what was going on because I hadn't experienced that. So I'm just curious. I would love to know I would love to see what people are doing to actually understand some of the issues better. But yeah, like I said, the people that were complaining about it weren't saying they didn't want to do it. It was just something they were trying to get over. But.
Maybe one of the things we could do is kind of update, kind of like the frequently asked questions type thing where, if I have, some of the issues that you're hearing that people are complaining about, if there are some solutions or things that people are doing to mitigate those problems, maybe those are things we can add as we update our frequently asked questions piece.
Can I just ask what the city is doing, what Twyla's doing, or anything around any education or communication with residents? I don't know, MJ, if you know that specifically, but I was just in a meeting with Hennepin County today, kind of going through what happened at the compost facilities when the pandemic broke out, which is information I never seemed to be able to get from even ViewCant. And it was just kind of interesting to sort of hear what happened several months ago. And now as we go forward, I know that these sites are exceptionally careful about contamination. So the education piece and the communication piece to participants is more important than ever, in my opinion, based on what I heard from Hennepin County today. They do not want to find themselves in situations where they're getting loads rejected and things like that, and them not take, I mean, we only have 2 compost processors that are taking this material at this point. And so it struck me that it's even more important now to be communicating with participants of these programs to make sure that they understand what's acceptable and not. So I'm not quite sure, besides what members of this commission are doing, what the city is doing to communicate to residents.
You know, I want to touch on what Melissa is saying, and I was also a little surprised when I was at the table that, you know, when I received my package for the organic recycle, there was like a magnet with everything that you can recycle, and even the waste bin has it, but people were still like, so can you give me one of those, because I'm not quite sure what can be recycled. So I don't know if it's not a proper communication or it's more that people are really not paying attention. I'm not sure, but I guess you are right. We have to keep on this communication and education, because it's really important for them to separate the organics. So yeah.
It's one of those things where I think, you know, we think the word gets out, but we just all have to keep repeating it so much that we're so sick of it. You know, that if we're collectively totally saturated with the message, then it might be hitting other people. So yeah, unfortunately, that seems to be the way it goes.
Yeah, MJ, I don't know, like if there's like I don't know if there's like a mail or something that the city can send like through Twyla, because, you know, when she sent us some suggestions in her mail, like the one that lining the bin and taking, and also Bayardo shared some suggestions, and I was sharing them with the people, but maybe those are the suggestions that people really don't know, like regarding the other. Like maybe if you line the waste bin, it won't smell that much, or the thing with the liquid. So I guess maybe keep them informed. Like, I don't know, I guess it's better they have more information than less. So
right. I'm sure that there are marketing materials that are available, the same way that you were talking about the magnet, that we did provide the same information to everyone. So there is still some onus on the person that they have to take in that information and learn it as well. I can check on the most recent, any updates that have gone recently that Twyla's been working on, if that's an ask of you guys. I know that she answered some questions that you had. I think it was from the last meeting, and I think there was some of those concerns, Michelle, that you were talking about, some of the flies, something like that. And I think what she told me was that some of the bags, the compostable bags, because of the material that they're made up of, they also over time decomposed. And so remember our bins sat and our bags sat for so many months because of COVID. And so that process kind of started by them just even sitting there. And she said it can happen just by going to Jerry's. You can go to Jerry's and you can buy a bad batch or a batch of bags that have already starting to do that. So that's where some of those issues come up. And that's like a hard thing because nobody would ever really know. And it's not specific to the type or the brand or anything. It just sometimes happens. But with your ask on what is the city doing for communication on organics, I definitely can find out what that is. I haven't recently seen anything in Edition Edina. Edition Edina is our only publication that goes out via paper, and that goes out once a month. So that would be about the only mode that would go into people's mailboxes in every mailbox. So I can ask her when the last one was and if there's a future one coming up.
Yeah, and then there, I know, what about Nextdoor? If even just a blurb, like do a blurb on Nextdoor with maybe some, update on what can and can't, and then also maybe like you said, maybe some things about the bags because there's differences in thicknesses and maybe even mentioning, if you're having some issues with some of the bags you got with us, they might be starting to decompose, so it might be time to buy new bags. I was telling people that when I was giving out the bags that we had, I told them they should probably double bag them and use them right away. But if she could maybe have one more set of communications going into the fall.
Yeah.
And if there's something that's kind of branded like Michelle has for the green business that we could just hand people, something that could be printed off and carry around in your bag or in your pocket, and then when somebody complains about it, say, here's some frequently, things, just something that we could share that has the facts. It doesn't have to necessarily be formal, but just a nice little 10 fun facts about composting kind of thing. I'm sure she's got something like that.
Like something, you mean like emailed, so then the city doesn't have to print it up? You mean like for us to print and have in our
just something you could download off the website if you want, just something that we could, if we felt compelled to tell people about it, have official communication.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, well, thank you. So, Commissioner Horan, I don't know if you want to talk us a little bit about initiative number 3.
I don't know, so MJ, what am I saying?
No, just give us an update. How is it from last month? I know you got the printing version, like the one that they can, like the business, not the online. So maybe share it with the group.
Yeah. So so there's no big updates, no new applications in, but we do have a city branded application so that way we can send it via email to businesses, or probably better, go in and have it and hand it to them. Because the one thing with the online thing is that you have to fill everything out before going to the next step. So if we can get them this, then they could look through it and go back and forth and kind of sit with it, and they don't have to do it all at once. So I think this will be a good tool, and it's nice. We had it, but it didn't have the nice City of Edina look. So I think this is going to be helpful for us when we start to really continue to reach out to businesses. So I think that's the biggest update.
Can you guys see the application on the screen? Perfect.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah. Well done. Thank you very much, by the way, MJ, for making that happen. And I don't know, does it make sense for maybe sending this to the entire EEC? Again, because if you guys happen to be in a store, you don't have to be in our commission or our working group to maybe mention it and hand it out.
I think that's a good idea.
That, or they should know where it is on the website if it's available there.
Okay, maybe we can share the link with them.
Is it available in this form on the website? I think is the question, because what was on before was that form you had to fill in and you couldn't see from page to page.
I don't think it's like this in the website, is it? I don't know. I'm sure.
Let me check. If it's not, I think we should make it available on the website in paper form as well. I think giving people the option is good. And I agree that if they can see the entire application, they don't start something electronic and then be like, oh my goodness, how many questions. They can see how much it is. And then
then I don't think it's that positive. Maybe if they start, then they will know how long is it. No, I didn't find it that long, but it's really nice that you can see what they're asking, because I went to the web page and I was trying to look what they were asking, and you couldn't do it because you have to provide all the information, so you cannot even go through the application. So it's very nice to have it like that.
And then Michelle, another thing that could be helpful, and maybe it's on the end, but we should maybe consider putting a phone number on here of someone that they could call to reach out to you. Obviously, it would probably be the sustainability coordinator, and you could just refer that person to a working group member as well to kind of walk them through it.
Yeah, that would be helpful, because I know in our little, we have a quarter page kind of info on it, and I'm always like writing my name and email if they have questions. So yeah, that would be a really great, yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks.
And then Michelle, I would say if there's not a timeline or reason to approve the working group right now, I would say we just finish it and do it at next month, if that's okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, and so I talked to Hilda already. We're not going to stop anything you guys are doing. Just keep working, and then you bring it back to the commission next week. So next week you guys should see something from Michelle talking about establishing a working group for this initiative. And then you guys as a body need to approve that so that we can put a public call to action to see if anybody else in the public wants to help serve on this working group. But Michelle will kind of create that parameters and scope so you have an idea of what this group is going to do. Working groups work at the discretion of you guys as a body. So you still are the decision maker when it comes to the initiative or the charge that they have.
So we did do that initially when this was new, but we have to renew it. Is that?
I think because we are asking if new people want to help out, then we need to go through the process to just be equitable and provide that access to anyone else that might be interested. That's why that process exists, is so that if there are people, they would have the same opportunity than us happening to know somebody that might be interested. It doesn't, we don't want those individuals and we want to encourage them and ask them, but we want to make sure that it's available to anyone else that might be interested in. I actually, when I help with all those working group call outs, and I actually try to hit up past applicants for commissions who maybe didn't get appointed, and any other volunteers that exist in our pool.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, and MJ helped kind of inform me, like, just like working groups are supposed to be short periods or short groups that, they do a job, then they are terminated. And this, because it's ongoing, we're kind of going to have where we have where we just have to each year kind of have a new call out to people, just so that we can make sure that we get everybody who wants to participate, which is great, because just a little more formal.
Well, I mean, I guess my point is we were formal when it was new, but it sounds like it's a good idea to renew it annually. I think that's a wonderful thing to tell people about it. But I wanted to just let Grace know that this was an idea that came through a program called Green Step Cities. And Green Step Cities is a statewide program. And Michelle learned about this through a fellow in Marshall, Minnesota. And they were the first city that had done a green business recognition program. And we took their application and modified it for Edina. But just so you are familiar with the Green Step Cities program, it's a really nice resource for different things that we can do.
Yeah, thanks, Carolyn. I know that's one of the things that I'm coming up to speed on. So I'm glad to hear the EEC is already well entwined with it.
So just so you guys know, your student members can join a working group at any time, because that doesn't impact the quorum. So since you have new students, if this is something that they want to help with, they can definitely do that as well.
Okay, perfect. MJ, Anna, I think it's in the attendee. So I think if you can let her be a participant. I don't know if you can't. She's in the attendee list, I think. Well, that's what she told me. Okay, so like the next initiative, number 4, that was put on hold also. So I think that is it with the, I don't know, do we have another initiative? No. 5?
There's 2 more, 5 and 6.
So
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so initiative number 5, wait, I need to change it because I don't see without, okay. So initiative number 5 was regarding reviewing and commented the feedback for the park commission, which we work in a couple of 2 meetings, and I think you were about to send it, right, Carol? We gave it to MJ.
Yep, it's completed.
Right, it's completed, right?
Yes.
So that one is also done. And finally, initiative number 6 was also put on standby because of the COVID. So we didn't do any celebration for the Earth Day. So I guess with that, we finished a review of the work plan of 2020. Okay, so the next item, number 6, is chair and member's comment. So I'm gonna briefly talk you about what I did yesterday. I had the opportunity to present to the mayor and the city council our working plan for next year. I have to say that we are the only commission that has 10 initiatives. The following one has 7, so I am not so sure if they're gonna approve all of them. I explained them our rationale, that why we had so many. So I hope they consider them so we can keep all of them. The initiative that has to do with organized trash collection that was proposed by the Commission of Transportation, they have it as their first initiative. So I guess they do really want to work on it, and they are saying that they want to do it cross commission with us. So I'm not so sure that is going to be approved by the mayor and the city council, because I had the opportunity to be on the transportation talk that they had, I think 3 weeks ago, and the city manager said that will be a little bit controversial. So I don't know if that's going to go forward. But
did they give you any feedback during the meeting from council members?
No, the only feedback, it was basically more question regarding the organic program, basically, but they didn't, it was very short time. We have less than 5 minutes to present. So I don't know if that one is going to be moved forward, but it's in the Transportation Commission also. And regarding also the 3 ordinance that we had, 2 commissioners, two other commission has it. It's the planning and the parks and recreation. So I guess maybe that will move forward. And well, basically that's it. Like, yeah, we didn't have any comments or recommendations. I guess they're gonna do that in the following weeks, and I guess the city will let us know what are the initiatives that we are keeping. But, yeah.
MJ, do we have a timeline on that?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to pull it up while you guys keep going through your comments.
Yeah, so, yeah, well, basically for my side, I think that was it. I don't know if any of you have any comments or regarding not only
so I know it's really quick to present all this. So they didn't make any other comments on any of the other initiatives that we had presented?
No, it was an hour, and there were all the commission presenting. So yeah,
I know it's fast. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
So Hilda, as of now, they haven't canceled or denied any of our 10 initiatives, but it sounds like some of our initiatives are redundant with other commissions.
Yeah, I guess that's make them possible to stay. And I did my argument. I told them, like, four of them. Well, one is with another commission, which is the one on transportation. 4 of them are basically just reviewing and commenting for the city, so that won't take us a lot of time. 2 are ongoing initiatives that we are doing, And basically, three of them are the ones that are new, which are the ordinance on the go packing, the plastic bag, and the research we want to do on inventories and this neutrality goal. So that was my argument. I don't know if they're going to take it into consideration, but I really don't think it's a lot of work. Well, I don't know. You maybe you all think, but I don't think it's a lot of work for all. And I think this year was really, we didn't do quite much because of the pandemic. So I hope we can keep all of them. But
I agree.
But I guess we don't have any more say, right, MJ? It's like we present and that's it, right?
No, do you guys just want me to give you the information now? Since it's
Yeah, sure.
the topic. Okay. So no, there's not another opportunity for the commission to weigh into the work plans. Can you guys see kind of this colorful? Okay. So this is the agenda or the timeline kind of looks like. So you guys obviously turned in your work plans in September. Last night, your chair was asked to present the initiatives. You were not given a lot of time. Work sessions have since COVID have even been worked down to just an hour. And so there was about 6 minutes per person or per commission. We're going to take those work plans. We have some comments from council, but again, they didn't have a lot last night, Hilda. I think they were pretty quiet too. We'll talk through with the liaisons, the leadership, city manager will look at them and make some comments to city council at the November 4th work session. So that's one that you guys are not invited into to be a tile on the screen, but you should definitely listen in if you want to do real time, or you can watch it afterwards as well to hear the conversation. That's where they'll give us a little bit more back and forth so we can take their comments and incorporate it into the final plan. We'll take that December 1st, we'll send it up to a city council meeting where they actually approve them. And then January 1st is when your work plans actually start.
So when do we know which initiative state or gone?
You basically will know when the packet goes public before the December 1st meeting when they approve it. Anybody can see that. But if you guys listen into the work session, you kind of have a sense of what is staff recommending, what did the council say about the initiative? So you might have a little bit idea from there as well.
What time do they have those work sessions?
They start at 5:30, but if you can't make it, it is recorded, so you could listen to it afterwards if you wanted as well. I think for you guys, you have a few initiatives that are review and comment that kind of rely on some staff work. I had a liaison just the other day say we need a free pass for an extra quarter this year. We even feel really behind on some of the stuff, and we know commissions are waiting on some of our work. And so I was just thinking right away, trees right away. I was like, oh yeah, I know that's on a work plan and we haven't gotten it done. So I think that some of that will feed into department work plans, will feed into what commission work plans look like as well. If it's something that we can't prioritize, it's hard. I mean, it's hard for it to stay on a commission work plan as review and comment if we can't get to the content to you guys to actually help us out with it. So.
I have a request. I was having coffee with Joanne Olson, and we were talking about how much fun it was to work on the cross-commission stuff. And she had an idea that I thought was a really good one, and that was, is there a way to publicly post what all the commission work plans are so that people have a sense of both the public and then the other commissioners know what people are up to? I would love to be able to have access to that.
Yep, they actually are available in Edina docs, the public-facing docs. I put them in a folder once they're approved so anyone could go in there and see them. They should be linked from every single commission's website or web page.
Yeah, for a while we couldn't access that, and maybe it's changed now. That was a year ago, but
let me check on that though, Carolyn. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so any other commissioner has any comment regarding the work plan or beside the work plan?
Not here.
Okay, so should we move to the next item, which is number 7, and it has to do with staff comments. So I don't know if you have any comments, MJ.
I pretty much just did them.
Okay, perfect. So I guess that's it. I can't believe it. It was fast.
We just need a motion to adjourn.
So
And
we,
we have to take roll call, so don't jump off yet.
okay, so
Is that the fastest one or was the other one faster?
I think the fastest is 25 minutes.
All right.
And it was December, I believe.
It's the fastest WebEx meeting.
This is still pretty good. This is still pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I think we had everything covered in the past ones, that's why. Yeah, well, so if nobody has any more comments, so I guess we need adjourn. So if anybody wants to,
Can we hear from the students? Are they hearing anything?
read.
Hear you loud and clear.
Anything interesting happening at school on the environment? I saw a thing on Twitter about the solar panels. Do you guys have any input on or any detail on that?
No, not really. I know with lunch being different, they're making packed lunches that are kind of just in a bag. I think a lot of kids, instead of actually sorting it out to compost it, since it just comes in a brown paper bag, they'll just throw all their trash in that bag and just throw it in the trash.
Can I ask, are you guys eating in the cafeteria or are you eating in lunch or in classrooms?
We're spread out all over the school. It's kind of confusing. I personally, since I'm a senior, I choose to drive home for lunch.
Okay.
As soon as I found out like lunch options weren't as, had much of a wide variety as they used to, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home and make myself some ramen noodles.
So everybody at lunchtime just gets a bag lunch. It's all the same.
Well, you get a choice between.
Anyone who would normally like buy a lunch from the school, so get their school lunch, is receiving just a prepackaged, because they don't want to deal with the making the food in the lunchroom.
Right. Are they so there are still students eating lunch in the cafeteria where the 3 bins are set up?
Yes, and they've had to move bins all over because now we're so spread out.
Okay.
I would say that
Sorry, but I understand they are also eating somewhere else, no? Not only in the cafeteria, right? In the gym also, right? High school, I mean. So do they have bins?
the grades spread out in different spaces.
No, they don't have bins. Sorry, they don't have bins at the gym. They only have the trash one. They don't even have recycling or anything.
So nobody's participating in separation.
No,
that's just what's happening. Nobody's doing it.
That's one of the initiatives of Project Earth this year. Actually, I do have an update to start with. For the solar, the panels have been installed already. And the thing is, they weren't what we wanted exactly. We kind of wanted more of a visible array because we wanted students to be able to see it. But I mean, they're installed, and soon the teachers will be able to have access to the information through a monitor. Or I'm not sure if it's through a monitor or through an online page where they'll be able to see the information or how much energy the panels are producing. So yeah, there's that, and also just a quick update from Project Earth. Yeah, one of our initiatives is definitely focusing on composting again, because I mean we did work on it last year, but all of the work from the composting stations we installed, I guess it's gone, so we have to start working on that again. And then the other plan, kind of inspired by the climate action plan, we want to create a sustainability plan for. We're still deciding, or I mean I guess it's not really up to us, but we're deciding what we want to push for. Is a sustainability plan just for the high school or for the district as a whole, because I think Mr. Schultz, who's the superintendent, he studied sustainability studies or something like that. So we feel if we're able to convince him or something, he might be able to I don't know, support a district-wide sustainability plan. But the first step we want to do is create a resolution asking the school board to recognize that this is important, because obviously we can't do this on our own. We can't just go up there and just be okay, so by 2040 you have to be carbon neutral or something. But that's like our plan this year.
Yeah, that's been the kind of frustrating thing with this whole COVID situation is, you know, a lot of the progress that's been made just on basic recycling, you know, in so many aspects, you know, is kind of gone to the wayside, which is really frustrating. And then, you know, yeah, so it's you know, we can't lose sight of that or get discouraged. You just got to kind of keep marching forward and try to keep it going.
And
Yeah.
Peter, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I was just saying the sorting of trash and compost and recycling at the high school has always been a big problem. It like all the high schoolers are apathetic about it. They don't really care. They just kind of chuck their trash in whatever bin is closest. So I've seen efforts of different groups try to speak up about that, and I don't know what a better way to get that knowledge out would be, but it's a work in progress for sure.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah, thank you, Anna, for the update, and Alexa. So, well, just one quick comment regarding the. This was not mentioned in the yesterday meeting, but it was mentioned in the meeting we had last month, Caroline, that the city council is looking, like they said, they were interested in going with the ordinance for to-go packaging regarding organic. That was one of the members of the city council mentioned that he was now that the organic recycling program was ongoing, that he will be would like to have that one as one of our items in the working plan. So yeah, I remember
That just came up in your last meeting, you mean?
Yes, not yesterday, because last month me and Caroline has the opportunity to present the updates of the 2020 working plan, and we were a little bit disappointed that we only were able to do 2 of the 5 things. But then it came that the recycling organic program came to the discussion, and Caroline mentioned that one of the initiatives that we have for the 2021 was this to-go packaging ordinance, and he said that he think that could be like he one of them. I don't remember who. He mentioned that he was like very interested.
I think it was either the mayor or Kevin Scott.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, like so. I guess so. That's also good news, because then I think our initiatives will probably stay there. We'll keep them. So yeah, I guess from my side that's it. I don't know if anybody has any more comments. No.
I'll move adjournment.
I will.
Okay.
Second.
So MJ, if you are roll calling.
Yep. Commissioner Horan?
Aye.
Commissioner Hushin?
Aye.
Commissioner Jackson?
Aye.
Commissioner Manzer?
Aye.
Commissioner Seeley?
Aye.
Commissioner Lanzis? Chair Martinez?
Aye. Okay. Well, thank you for your time. It was a very productive and fast meeting. So see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, MJ.
You there?
Yeah. So we'll catch up in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you still want to meet even though Sarah can't until next week?
We don't need Sarah because she doesn't really attend the meetings. I just want you and I to debrief, but I think that the 3 of us should get together really quick. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you're good.
Are you sure?